Good morning, everybody. My name is Jared Leary. I've been drumming since 1998, and I still got plenty of stuff to work on. In today's practice stream, I'm going to be working on the Blue Devils B shopping spree from 1998, which is different from the one that I worked on 2 days ago. Now, in these practice streams, I like to share what I'm practicing, as well as answer some questions in the chat. Kind of think of this like office hours. So I'm here to practice. If you have questions about teaching or about percussion, you can ask them. I will often edit those answers and put them into this drumming tips playlist that's got over 100 videos and over 15 hours of tips on a variety of topics. For example, how to improve buzz rolls is drumming tips number 52. But then when it says and other drumming tips, that means there are more topics inside of there that are not related to the title. So if you don't care about improving your buzz rolls, there might be something in there that is of interest to you. Again, there's over 15 hours of tips inside of here. If you see any of the 400 plus videos that are members first, those are all scheduled to release for free. So, for example, this one comes out on Friday, but it might be over a year from now because there's like a new video coming out every single day. So, you might have to wait a little while. But if you want early access, if you just click on any of the videos, there's a join button underneath. It's 99 cents. That's the lowest price I could possibly make it on YouTube. And you get access to all 400 plus videos. Or again, just wait. I promise it's coming out for free. Now, I'm tired today. I'm not really feeling like practicing, but I really want to play the spree. So I need Shia LaBeouf here to help motivate me. So Shia, help me. I don't feel like drumming. Too tired. Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it. Make your dreams come true. Just do it. Some people dream success. Well, you're going to wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible. You should get to the point where anyone else would quit, and you're not going to stop there. No, what are you waiting for? Do it. Just do it. Yes, you can. Just do it. If you're tired of starting over, stop giving up. Oh, yeah, Shia LaBeouf. I am tired of starting over. I will stop giving up. All right. All of the thousands, plural, of free play-alongs can be found on my YouTube channel's home tab. Or if you go to the link that's here on the vertical, or the first link at the top of each one of the play-alongs, it takes you to my website, jaredoleary.com/drum. There's 80 chop exercises at the moment. There's over 1,000 grid variations at the moment, 419 for triplet, 577 for 60th note, and 36 wacky ones right down here in the corner. We've also got a bunch of limb-independent stuff. There's like over 150 timing exercises in here for permutations that you can work on with a limb while you play an ostinato. There's 55 drum charts, both straight and swung, from 40 beats a minute, one click at a time, all the way up to 240 beats a minute. And every single one of these has a timestamp in the description, so you can jump to whatever BPM you want. And the second video in each one of the playlist links to how to develop limb independence on the drum kit today. Good luck today. Why, thank you. This is a fun spree that I'm going to be playing today. I'm looking forward to doing it. There's almost 500 marching bass drum exercises. I'd recommend focusing on the timing exercises and then splits timing. It simulates what it's like being on a bass line without having a bass line there. You'll see when you play through it. There's a bunch of drumline cadences. There's almost 400 technique exercises organized into these are different playlists, so you can work on your flams, you can work on your 3s and 4 strokes, your 16th note rolls, whatever. And then here's where you can find over 15 hours of drumming tips. These are the scripted lessons right here, like how to hold traditional grip. It's just as short as possible video I could do on a different topic, but inside of here is where I'm answering all the questions across the 100 plus videos that are inside of there. Now, I'm working today on the Blue Devils B shopping spree from 1998. So I'm going to go to the shopping spree playlist. There's currently 29 shopping sprees inside of here. A new one releasing every other day. So today was the Blue Devils B 1998. 2 days from now, it's going to be Blue Devils 2003. 2 days after that, Blue Devils 2004. 2 days after that, 2011 from Blue Knights, etc. So check those out as they release. Now, I'm going to go into here, and I'm going to warm up starting at 40 beats a minute. We're just going to go one click at a time through this. Let me actually change it so we can see it. And let me turn up the volume, jam, pump it up. Oh, yeah. All right, so like I was saying, the timestamps in the description allow you to jump to a BPM. So you can start at 40. This one goes all the way up to 200. Every single BPM in between there. But I'm going to start at 40. Here we go. Blue Devils B, 1998 shopping spree. We're going to do 5 reps. I'll stretch and massage, and then we'll start going up by 5s. So it starts off with check, just normal flam accents. Unlike the last couple sprees, normal flam drags instead of Swiss drag flam drag. Cheesy poof. Off the left. Cheeses. Just normal alternating. Check. Float flam drags. Cha-cha-cha. Inverts, 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. Swiss. Kick. Swiss drag. Swiss drag. Cha-cha-da-da. Cha-cha-da. Invert. Invert. Cha-cha-da. 5. Paradiddle-diddle. Here we go. Now we're going to 41. Woo, too fast. You know it's slow when you explain the entire plan in the tap-off? That's correct. I could go have a bathroom break and come back and still be in the tap-off. Whoops. I failed you. Yeah, this one is a fun spree. It's very cool. Blue Devils B, we're throwing down some notes. And thank you again, Mitch, for sending this to me. For sending it to Glim, who sent it to me. So Mitch was on the snare line this year in 98. Brush that. Sorry. Do I know the reason to end on a 9 single stroke? So that was kind of like common back then. They would often rewrite these endings and have a metric modulation where like 8th note would equal 16th notes or things like that. So for this, I'm pretty sure it did change time signatures, but we opted to actually keep it as just 12/8 all the way through, so you could see how it would line up with the downbeat with everything else in here. So if we actually go back to like Blue Devils 1997 spree, same thing. So this has a change in the meter at the end here, but opted to keep it as 12/8 so you could see how this lined up. So from an educational standpoint, this is not exactly how it was like composed and written out. For example, like the Blue Devils 99 shopping spree, it ends with a 2/4 bar. So that one, I did write it out, but I don't like it when it's like 8th note becomes 16th note. This one makes a little bit more sense, but sometimes it would go into like a 4/4 where the 16th note is what you were just playing as an 8th note. And for like beginner drummers or intermediate drummers, that can be confusing, even with the play along. So there's many ways to like compose stuff and write things. And so when collaborating with like Mitch and Glim, who are helping on these transcriptions, and again, Mitch was on this drum line, we opted to keep it like this just to make it a little bit easier. But many ways that you can write this stuff out. Some more confusing than others, which is why sometimes people will see like the charts that I'll play like on drum kit, and they'll be like, why didn't you just write it this way? And I was actually trying to intentionally show there's many different ways to write the same rhythm. And then sometimes it's I want to make a short note versus a long note, etc. So should you do the stick in? I don't actually remember. So the first line at the top of the description has a link to Mitch's channel, and Mitch has a recording of the Blue Devils B drumline playing, and I don't remember what their stick in was for this. I don't even know if they did it. But that's a good question. So here, so if you actually click right here for Mitch, when you go to Mitch's channel, you can find a lot of really cool older lock clips and stuff. But the Blue Devils 1988 spree right here, Blue Devils B 1988 spree. So this is the one that we're doing right here. So you can actually see them play through it. And again, I forget what they did for the stick in. But yeah, Mitch has a lot of like really cool old lock clips to check out. He also just recently uploaded the Blue Devils 98 spree. Like a lock clip of them playing it, which is cool. Do. Now that I'm not like, marching, because I just aged out last year, I don't really think about the sticks in, what to do with that. Just turned 22, so yeah. I do think it's kind of funny when I see like some of the drumline videos, and there's still like people who are my age that still do like the stick in, and like nothing, like not like mocking them or anything. I just like, oh, I don't even think about that. I don't do that anymore. It's out of my vocabulary. Thank you. Yeah, I look old, but you know, I march Cavaliers. Cool, one more rep, and then we will stretch and massage, and then we'll get back to doing this jump up 5 clicks at a time. Yeah, playing the triplet rolls at slow speeds is great. Really feel the timing of it. That's funny. Why not the 30-second partial? Just instant transmission right into stick in. I feel like based on like a lot of the other sprees from this era, I feel like there should be a tap here before you play it. Like the 97, 98 spree, 99 spree for Blue Devils, something like that. Anyways, I am going to stretch and massage now. We'll get back to playing this here in a moment. First one, stretch to the side of the forearms. You've been doing that in some of your Reddit posts? That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, I saw you playing through the that flam exercise. Woo! It's a fun one. It looks like a enjoyable exercise on tenors. That's funny. Has anyone commented on it? Like, why are you doing that? Is that like a Civitas thing? Or is that just a Tyler special? You should do it like a whole note afterwards. No click. Let's go all in. Let's do it 4 measures afterwards. You just have to internalize it. Everybody's all ready to play the next rep, and then. All right. So the next stretch that I just did was stretching the underside of the forearm, so like this. Now what I'm gonna do is stretch the top side of the forearm, but I'll just do it on the pad so it goes twice as fast. I like looking at the norms and the traditions and stuff, and kind of like getting goofy with it. So that sense of humor of doing the 16th note after the release, that's in alignment. That checks out. We'll get along. I mentioned this before in stream, but when I was like the section leader my sophomore year of the front ensemble in high school, we thought it was funny that like you could do like signal what exercise we're gonna play next just by like doing normal sound effects or like motions. So be like, if Jared coughs, we're gonna play this exercise. If Jared sneezes, we're gonna play this exercise. If Jared like shrugs their shoulders, we're gonna play this exercise. So it'd like look like there was like zero communication in between. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, now that I've stretched, is I'm going to massage. So I'm doing thumb on top, fingers underneath. Trying to loosen everything up. My arms are sore. I was helping somebody move yesterday. And also pushing a Suburban. Somebody's car broke down, like, trying to get onto the freeway. If you see that, help people. Dozens and dozens and dozens of cars going by. Nobody helping them. Including people who, like, it's their job to help. Drove right by. Thanks for your assistance. Okay, well. Somebody's got to do it. Okay. Next one I'm going to do is I'm going to massage the palm with the thumb. And then the fingers massage the back of the hand. And then I got one more quick massage. And then we will play at 45. And then I'll start going up by 5s. But if you want to learn it going up by 1s, do it. Yes, you can. Don't let your dreams be dreams. If you want to march 80s quads and wear them super high and only use big disc mallets with no arm usage whatsoever, yeah. You say that now, but your knees and shoulders and back and wrists will hate you for it. Some of my instructors were like in the like late 80s, like cadets, and early 90s, like Blue Devils. And yeah, seeing like some of the clips where they were playing, like way up here, way super high. Yikes. Seeing some like snare lines back in the day where they were like this. Okay. When they say you should be able to put a Kleenex box in here, they don't mean like that lengthwise. They mean like hold it like this as opposed to like this. I can't imagine that technique. I wouldn't be able to drum today if I played that way. Didn't BD used to play vertical with only wrist? I don't know, but I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, maybe some old school Blue Devils. And then they moved more towards finger. But yeah. No, thank you. Turns out I like being able to drum at 40. I don't think I'd be able to do that if I used finger only or wrist only without any kind of movement with other things. Yikes. That would hurt. Maybe I'm just doing it wrong. I don't know. +7 energy coffee. Oops. I don't remember. We get it in like bulk. I think it's a medium roast. Maybe it's a dark roast. I forget. Thank you, Tyler. I made a mistake. I made an oopsie. What, you don't have it memorized yet? Come on. Get good, bro. Ew, flat. Cool. Now let's go up to 50. Click. So fast. So furious. You tried boba tea for the first time yesterday? I found out you don't like tea at all? I mean, boba's a little weird. It's like, do you want to drink tea with squishy marbles in it? Kind of weird. There's this Chinese restaurant that was like by where I used to live that had some really good jasmine tea. It was fantastic. Get it every time I was there. So jig 2. Yep, so jig 2. Jig 3 actually. So jig 4. Now, 55. We'll see how fast we can get today. It's nice that this one doesn't have a sticking error in it, unlike the other one. You're a Jig 2 historian, Tyler? Well, can't read their name. It's too small over here, but on the vertical, somebody wants to sew Jig 2. Yeah, like the fruit chunks, those are fine, but like, I don't know, boba's a little weird. I have to be like really into the mood to like consume a chewy marble. I prefer normal tea. Mm-hmm. 60. You can sew jig 2. What color and pattern? Plaid. I'm gonna become a lumberjack. That'll be my next career. Yeah, I like the Swiss kicks as well. The first transcription we were working with, like, didn't have the triplet slurred out. It had it as 16th notes. And I was like, I don't know if that's right. But then we got Mitch to actually verify it, since he was on the line. Some transcriptions is like easy to figure out, like, oh, here's what they're playing because like there's a met going, but this one didn't have one in the recording that we're going with. But yeah, then Mitch like played through it with a met, and we're like, and then clarified, no, that one's slurred out. This one's actually faster. It's cool. It's cool playing these old shopping sprees. Playing some notes back then. You hate it, and you hear it's just kind of like the rhythm? Yeah, there's so many. These old, like, shopping sprees, it's so hard to, like, see with the resolution. It's like 144p. It's like, cool. And the, like, sticks will blend in with a uniform. Like, going and listening at 2.25 speed. Ugh. What's great though is like, so Glenn was like super good at like the detective work to find like multiple different variations of lock clips or even like performance clips of like them playing it. So we were actually able to see different camera angles, different lightings, etc. And go, okay, here's what the sticking is. Transcription stuff is cool. Should be taught more. It's all the other things outside of playing that are supposed to be discussed, but we don't. So there's like the NAFME, which is the National Association for Music Educators. It sounds like you should say like bless you after saying NAFME. NAFME, bless you. So they had originally like back in the day these like standards. I think there were like 9 standards, and like only one of them was performing music, and the rest was like understand the history of it and like all these like other things like cultural connections behind the music, blah 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 blah. But like a lot of music educators, when you like actually went into the classroom, it's like, okay, 99% of what you're doing is just one of the standards. So technically, you're actually not following the national standards or your state standards. And if you are, you're just paying lip service to it. So they like redid the standards and like tried to make it better. But still, most people are like gunning for that trophy rather than like, here's what kids are going to learn. But like imagine if like your school allowed you to like write like reviews of music, compose music, do transcriptions. There's so many cool things you could do. Even just like recording and manipulating sound or synthesizing sound. All that's very valuable. That roll is going to be brisk when we get fast. Ooh-wee. Wish me luck on that one. You love transcribing the quads? Yeah, they're hard though. Especially like, well, where was the grace note on that? If you don't have like a good camera angle, it would be kind of fun if like there were overhead views of like lots for the quads, so you could like see, not just from the front. Like imagine if you were watch for like any of like the lot people and they had like this overhead view of like the tenors. That'd be super cool to see, just like how they're moving around, the different playing zones that they're using for like different types of motions, etc. Like that would be neat from an outside perspective, but I don't know. You'd have to bring like a whole boom stand to be able to hold that thing. Just like a giant 20-foot boom. Just like rent a crane so you can put a GoPro on top of it. And there are rim shots on here. I just don't like to do them because I don't want to bang up my sticks. But there. So if you want to bang up your sticks, go for it. Then you can have your sticks end up like the one that's all chewed up on the top right there. You do you. What are we at, 90? Yeah, absolutely nailing the triplets. It does sound cool when like these are nailed and then this one. The one that's coming out 2 days from now also has some interesting stuff with it. Where is it? No, sorry. In 6 days from now, the Blue Knights 2011 spree. This one has some really interesting, like, all of a sudden it goes into a duple feel for here and here. Then it goes into a duple feel for right here. But then it's also got the duple feel for the eighth notes, the dotted eighth notes there and there. Like, it's really interesting how it just kind of, like, jumps in and out. So this one goes public in 6 days, if I remember correctly. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Do. Trying to think if there's any other ones that also have some wacky stuff like that. There's a drone shot of the Troopers quads. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's awesome. I want to see that. No grace note on the Swiss kicks on the second. Oops. Those are Swisses. Yeah, so like a traditional Swiss kick, you're doing a back sticking. So when you do a traditional Swiss kick, you would do like triplet. So there's no grace note on there, so you have the time to bring the stick back when you're doing. It'd be too difficult to get that from here to here. So that's the rationale for not having the Swiss on there. So like you could play like that, but the way that they would do it back then with the backsticking was, and so the grace note was eliminated, and it's just kind of become a habit for a lot of Swiss kicks to just not have it in there, even if you're not doing the backsticking with it. Was this spree played with a backsticking? I don't think so, but you can see the recording of it on Mitch's channel on here. So if you click on his, but if because we worked on like what 15 shopping sprees or something at once, like they're all kind of blurring together, watching all the different videos to like verify like was there a grace note there. Like one of the ones for the SCV 1990 spree. Yeah, so this one. There is like a lot of debate, like is there a grace note here on this very last eighth note before the singles? And so like even had like a comment saying, hey, it might be wrong, but I think there's supposed to be a grace note here. But then Glam, who's a great like drumline detective, found these like couple of videos. Like one is from finals where they played this ending right here in finals, like as part of their drum break. And so like this phrase, you can like very clearly see there is not a grace note there. And then in this one, if you like slow it down and like zoom in and look at all of them, you can see there's not a grace note there. But then in the next year, in 1991, they have the same phrase right here, but there is a grace note there. So it's kind of fun, the amount of detective work that goes into like verifying these different sprees and whatnot. There we go. What are we at, 95 now? Yay! Oh boy. Ho-ho. Okay, click. It's kind of fun to think that like Blue Devils had, or SCV had a shopping spree. Is because Scott Johnson was teaching there for those 3 years. And then Murray was on the line. Hello. I wanted to add in an extra note, then it screwed up my left hand there. Also, my Swiss drags, thank you for the like, are a little close off. So I want to have it open. The exact same rhythm is right here, and the exact same rhythm right here. It's just the accent's a little bit different on that. Hours of work for a tap? Yeah, no joke, at least. So, and back then, there's really cool, the drum corps, what's Coffee Shop podcast? I forget the name of it. It's Our Bass 311. So they've got interviews with Skojo talking about when he was teaching at Vanguard, but they also have interviews with Murray Gussick talking about marching at Vanguard under Skojo as the caption head. And it's really interesting to hear that Scott Johnson is the one who actually brought in flams and grace notes to Vanguard. They weren't doing that prior to that, which is really interesting, especially given what like Blue Devils was playing at that time. It's really interesting listening to the history and the lore behind different stuff. But yeah, back in the day, clearly Vanguard does a lot of flams now. Oops, I made that a tap roll. Unsubscribe. I know, I get it. I'm sorry. All right, 105. We're going to break the sound barrier with this. Close your ears. Be faster than anyone has ever played a flam accent before. Guinness World Record has been set. Ew. Thank you. I like tap rolls. No. I so badly want to do a tap roll. I screwed up again. No. Tap rolls are my special interest. All right, 110. Imagine, instead of drumming being my special interest, it was just like one specific thing. Have I played Phantasmophobia? No, it's on my wish list though. Is it good? I thought my wife and I could have fun playing it on like Halloween. Yeah, we like to do like spooky game. Like we played Amnesia Dark Descent a few years ago on Halloween. And the basement scene in the water, I was like standing up like, oh no, oh no, oh no. It was great. It's so good. Sweet, yeah. When it goes on sale, think about getting it. It looked cool. Whoop. Yeah, I would like to play another horror game on stream. I think I have a couple in the queue, but I don't remember. left was a little low on that ending. So sorry. The second measure touches your brain just right. You like flam drags? Well, if you like flam drags, I got you covered. If you go onto here, scroll down. Underneath the grid variations, there's a ton of flam drag variations. So, for example, for triplet, there's 28 videos in here, and then for 16 note, there's 33 videos in here. So, if you want to play more flam drags, check those out. And if like you're new to playing flam drags, then go down to the technique section. And inside the Rudiment Builders playlist, there's a couple of different variations to help be able to play those flam drags. If you scroll down to here, so the Flam Drag Builder, Variation 2, and Variation 3. All three of those are great for it. But yeah, they're good. You know, it might be fun. You should learn all these sprees off the left. Well, you joke, but you'd have to learn RCC's spree off the right then. So where is it at? 2007 spree. So this one starts off on the left. Ooh, Trixie. So you're gonna play that one off the right? Where are we at? There we are. All right. Shh, 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 shh. Hush, hush, hush. All right, 125. Click. Yeah, it's good to like learn stuff off both hands. Keep wanting to put a little tap in between there. Don't do that. That triplet roll, it's getting brisk. Oh yeah. I should drink some water. Stay hydrated. Live in a desert. Gotta do that. ASMR drumming. Added in an extra grace note, making it harder. We're playing on hardcore mode. Okay, 135. You learn the flam exercise. That one has a massive chop out. 30-second note singles and paradiddles. That's brisk. That is brisk. Inverted cheeses at 115 beats a minute is very fast. Like Blue Coats when they play Susie. I'm sure you can find different clips of it, but I'm pretty sure they're at like 105, 110 in some of the clips that I've seen recently. So 115 is fast. Granted, there's a lot of cheese inverts and stuff in Susie, but or the queso or whatever it's called. Basically, Roger Carter combined Susie with a Chicago exercise and then just called it something different. Slow on that roll. Yeah, my hands feel a little off today. I'm so sorry. Got that old people hands. Click. Go. Hardcore mode is where you go through the whole video, and the mistake means you restart until you make it through. Who put Suvin in the queso? Yeah. I don't know what Suvin is, but I don't know. I don't know a lot of things. Thank you for the sub. Appreciate you. Hey, Water, if you like the resources, just the home tab is where you can find this play along and then the thousands more. But check out the drumming tips section. That's got over 15 hours of tips in there to help you out with your practicing and whatnot. So you can work on flam drags, float flam drags, whatever you want. Left was late. That's so hard. It's so weird to go right into that. Usually there's a little left there for a reason. Easier to clean. All right, 145. Wish me luck. You love water parks? I haven't been to one in forever. I just assume that you're swimming in pee. Let's try that one click faster. Slightly late on the left still. How dare you? But it was a better run than the previous run. Yay. I'm having to like read a little bit ahead to like, what am I playing next? Oh yeah, that. Do the water cycle, you're always swimming in pee. You know what? That's right. Good point. That's why I don't touch water. I should play some quad stuff? I will. Not today, though. No! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That triplet roll is brisk. Yeah, so for the next, like... what is it going to be? Almost month? Like the next 3.5 weeks or so? So what I'll be doing is playing the shopping spree that releases every other day. And then in between those, I'll be playing through limb independent stuff. But after that, I'll get back to practicing quads again. So we'll get there. Do Blue Devils 2005 snare break? I don't actually have any snare breaks. I'm sure Freestyle Rudiments probably has that. Or r/drumline sheets probably has it. But I don't have the sheets for that particular one. Oh my. Tyler, that's actually a great idea. Here we go. Okay, you ready for a tenor stream? I'm going to play it. Here's the tenor part. Oh, nope. 155. Here we go. Blue Devils, B. Shopping spree on the tenors. Gotta remember the splits here. Some around the back. There you go. Technically, we just played the tenors. I appreciate you, Tyler. Your sense of humor is in alignment. We did a fusion dance, and now we laugh together. 160. Restart, I hit drum one. No, that's the split. How am I doing? I'm doing good. Don, how are you doing? Oh, no, 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 no. That didn't sound good. I don't know about that roll. Ugh. Okay. Instead of +7 energy, I think I need like +70 energy. You love the freestyle rudiments playthrough tutorials? Yeah, he's got a ton of them. Whenever anyone's like, hey, how do I learn this snare break? I'm like, go to Jeff's channel. Jeff's got you covered. Cool. Let's attempt it. I need like maximum brain power to read through this at this speed. I've got a lot of it memorized, but definitely not all of it. Okay. And I just gotta like say that like I love this articulation of this pad compared to the other. Like when playing through it's like, oh man, I could get away with so much dirt. Even with these laminates on, this is so much more articulated. It's great. Highly recommend it if you want to clean up stuff. Make it sound as short as possible. Oh. Did we get through it? Yeah. Was my technique great? No. Did I have fun trying it? Yeah. Let's try it again. I didn't burst into flames. Do it. Yes, you can. No! Try it again. Too fast, too furious. Okay, so we definitely found the breaking point. If you want to find literally thousands of free play alongs like this one and be able to play through it very slow, all the way up to very fast, up to 200, every click in between, you can find that on my home tab of YouTube or using the first link, which takes you to /drum, but on my home tab. If you scroll down just a little bit, this is the chops section. This is where I was just practicing inside of the shopping spree playlist. There's 29 shopping sprees in here. And again, I think most of them come out in the next month. New one every other day. So 2 days from now will be another one. 2 days after that will be another one. So stay tuned. There's a bunch of them. But there's 80 chop exercises in here. There's some more playlists over this way. Boop. Like Susie's inside of this one. There's also over 1,000 grid variations. Like I was mentioning to Water Park earlier. This is where you can find a bunch of different rudiments to like work on stuff. Just focus on rudiment on one. Don't worry about the wackier stuff yet. Limb independence. If I stream tomorrow, this is what I'll practice tomorrow, and then we'll be back on the chop stuff, like technique stuff in 2 days. But I don't know what the plan is with like family being in town tomorrow. So we'll see. There's almost 500 marching bass drum exercises in here. What I'd recommend focusing on is marking time to the timing exercises over here, and then you can get into the wackier stuff like splits timing. There's a bunch of drumline cadences. There's over 400 technique exercises. So many you have to click to show all of them in here. And then there's over 15 hours of drumming tips in here and some scripted drumming lessons and whatnot, if that is of interest to you. You love running a quad line with basics? Working with a tenor line is a lot of fun. If I were to like tech a line again, I'd probably go work with a tenor line rather than a snare line. Not that I'm qualified for it or anything. You're new to my live streams, but I have heard your channel before. Played through some of your videos. You have a question about what to play to get chops and get good before auditions. Great question, Q. So if you go into this, since you're on YouTube, if you go into my home tab, there's a lot of suggestions that I give inside of here. This has over 15 hours of questions that I've answered about like how to improve chops and whatnot. But if I were to like summarize it very quickly, as opposed to like going through all 15 hours of the recommendations that I give in here, what I recommend to actually build your chops is to not sit here and work on the chop exercises, but is to refine your technique slowly. So if you can learn how to play relaxed with a resonant sound quality, so a sound quality where your sticks actually vibrate in your hands, like that, where you hear the boop, boop, that humming sound, as opposed to the lack of resonance where you're squeezing too hard. If you can get to the point where your hand's nice and loose and your technique is nice, relaxed and whatnot while you're playing through this, then that's what's going to build up your chops over time. So when I'm doing an actual stream where I'm like refining my technique, what I'll do is I'll pick an exercise like in the technique section, and I might be like, okay, I'm going to work on, I don't know, the flam drag builder or something. So I'll go into like the rudiment builders playlist, I'll go down to the flam drags, and then I'll start at 40, which is the slowest that this one goes. So start here, and then I'm just going to let it go one click at a time. And slowly over the course of, 2 hours, if you can get like up to 200 beats a minute, which is, that's brisk. But slowly over the course of, let's say, an hour, you'll slowly be able to refine your technique and get better and better. Again, the whole time staying nice and relaxed and whatnot. So the best way to build chops is to actually not like work on the chop exercises as fast as possible, is to refine your technique slow. And I know that sounds weird, it's a paradox, but in order to play fast, you have to learn how to play slow. And I talk about that much more in the drumming tips section. There's even a drumming lesson video that I did recently. So inside of the drumming lessons playlist, there's this video that I'm a pro drummer but practice like a beginner. Why? That one, it's 2 minutes and 13 seconds, but it very quickly just talks about why I slow things down to 40 BPM, why when I'm practicing like drum kit, which yes, Water Park, I do practice drum kit, independent stuff. Why am I practicing stuff I'm not good at yet? And so it talks about the importance of practicing like a beginner in order to get better overall. But again, go slow, stay relaxed, and check out this drumming tips playlist. The title is the first thing that I talk about, but if it says and other drumming tips, there's more things inside of there. So for example, 104 talks about how to like do limb independence at the very beginning, but then after that, it talks about some other things. So if you see a title where you're like, your rudiments are slow because of this, oh, I'm not interested in that. Well, maybe you're interested in some of the other stuff. So if we go into here, for example, this one in the timestamps, it's talking about why your rudiments are slow, and it talks about the mental versus mechanical reasons why your rudiments are slow. But it also talks about how to speed up your singles, how to improve your flam fives, etc. So maybe one of those is of more interest to you than the first one. But Q, that's a really good question, and I think this will help you out with a lot of that. I'll just basically repeat what I just said. So, but yeah, feel free to leave a question on any of the videos or in any of the live streams. I do respond to all of them unless you're a troll. I just like wield the band hammer with ease and never heard from again. But I'm going to call it here. If I'm drumming tomorrow, I'll be working on limb independent stuff. And then I should be back for sure, I think 2 days from now. And we'll play through the next Blue Devils spree, which is 2003, I think, is the next one that comes out. Let me see. Shopping sprees. Yeah. So all these members' first ones, there's over 400 of them. They're all coming out. This one comes out 2 days from now. And then 2 days after that is Sprizzle, or the 2004 spree. So stay tuned. But, there's thousands of exercises. Keep you busy until this come out. I appreciate you all stopping in. I appreciate the good questions, the good conversations. If you enjoy this content, just share it with somebody else. It just helps me out. I don't want to sell a course or an app or a book or private lessons, etc. I just want to give this content out for free. So the more people that use it, the more billions I'll make from the trillions of views I get every single minute, because I'm a YouTuber. You're self-taught, so you really have a hard time learning new stuff. Try to be as open as possible. Yeah, I'm a Q. So I've been drumming since 1998. I have a bachelor's, master's, PhD in music education, so I'm like the opposite of self-taught. I am all the tots. And I've studied with like some really smart people who are really good at what they do. So like literal world champion, like snare drummers or tenor drummers, and then the people who taught them. So I'm super fortunate to have studied with some super cool people who know a lot of things. And what I have then done is I've gone out and taught their ideas and my own ideas to every grade, kindergarten through doctoral student. And so I like to synthesize that into when I'm answering these questions under the drumming tips. I've paid thousands of dollars for all the things that I've learned just from the private lessons, not including all the fancy degrees and stuff, but synthesizing it all into these distilled videos of just me answering questions on the live streams. So you'll get your money's worth just by watching these. But there's like 15 hours of them. So I'd start with titles that look interesting, and then you can go through the other stuff after that. But yeah, nothing wrong with being self-taught. I hope these help you with that. A lot of these drumming tips are like more advanced stuff. Like drumming tips 100 is like 15 minutes of like talking about whether or not it's worth it to get a doctorate in music education. So like some of the topics are like really advanced if you're like a newer drummer or beginner drummer or intermediate drummer. But the drumming lessons playlist has some more simpler ideas discussed, like how to hold traditional grip, or how to hold a drumstick if you don't play traditional grip, or how to practice quietly. I'm going to be adding more into here over the coming months and years, so stay tuned. But anyways, I'm rambling. I'm going to get ready for Dishonored 2. So that'll probably be in about 15 or so minutes. It depends on how long it takes for me to tear this down and get ready. But I hope you all have a good rest of your day. I appreciate the questions. And yeah, goodbye.